What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this, just know Jamila got some new titties on her. But actually, as I'm recording this is the day before surgery. Now, I'm about to do something I never thought I would do before. I'm finna show you guys my tits. Now, yes, I'm gonna show y'all my boobies, but not in the way that you think. I wanna give you guys an opportunity to really see my chest before I get them done, so you can really understand the anatomy that I'm working with, what exactly I am getting corrected, fixed, done, or whatever. And I'm gonna try a couple of different tops on, because also once I'm done and healed, I'm gonna do a comparison of the shirt before and after, so you can really see the changes that have been done. Now, if you've been following me on Instagram specifically, you know I have been trolling you guys for the past 3 weeks, showing the biggest titties I could possibly find on my story and just saying like, yo, this is gonna be me in a couple of weeks. Obviously just kind of joking around, because for me, I feel like I don't see a lot of people leaning into this idea of like showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly about like cosmetic surgery. But I also never really seen a lot of content like this. People usually be like, oh yeah, I did get some work done. And I have this like level of shame. And I'm like, I am not shameful about it. I am very excited to do this. The fact that I'm able to even pay for my own surgery, like these are all signs of wealth. There will be signs. But anyways, I'm about to get into the first top and show you guys and explain what my boobies is looking like now, the best way I can without getting full on naked, even though I know that's what y'all want to see. But you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Okay, so this is the first top right here. This is actually one of my favorite shirts because it's so like tight and everything. And I really like it because it's a shirt that I don't have to wear a bra with. And I feel very comfortable with my natural boobs currently right now. I feel comfortable wearing this shirt with no bra, no problem, right? So now I'm going to explain to you what exactly I am trying to correct or fix within this surgery. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can really see. So as you can see, it's very, very flat until we get to the bottom. All of the volume of my breast sits at the bottom of my boob underneath the crease, right? So the crease starts right here and the volume is right here. So basically, them titties sag. They sag and they drop and they low. Again, no issue, no problem. I'm just explaining what's happening. So when you go to the profile view right here, it's chest. This right here is my chest. This is not titty. This is all chest. I don't get to no meat to right here, right? So because of that, I don't have a lot of cleavage on my own. In order for me to achieve like juicy cleavage, I have to wear a push-up bra and I have to pick my boobies up, push them to the side so they can I have to basically do this, okay? I have to squeeze my boobs together and push them up in order to achieve cleavage. So I'm getting a lift and an augmentation, right? So with me doing a lift just by itself, I would actually lose a little bit of volume, meaning I would go down a little bit of a size, but I want boobies. So that's why I'm also getting an augmentation so that I can put volume back into my breast as well. So then when I turn to the side, the volume should start a lot higher. And then in the front, you'll see this gap get closed a lot more. So it'll kind of look like, yeah. Oh my God, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what we're going for. Okay, so let me give you guys a full look in this shirt and then we're gonna switch over to the next shirt. So let me back up. All right, here is the second top. I feel like you can see the situation a lot more with this shirt. I actually have never worn this shirt without a bra because it's not as tight and I feel like it would just drop at any moment. It's very loose with my breasts like this because again, the volume of my breasts are lower versus all of them like being up high like this. Plus, again, this low slope, I don't have a lot of protruding cleavage. So that's kind of what I'm trying to fix. And you can kind of see the separation of my breast right here. And so that's what I'm, looking to fix as well. But yeah, this feels so loose without a bra on. Yeah. I'm super excited to see what this shirt looks like with some boobies. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, this is it right here. I'm gonna do the full view. Girl, look at. All right. Top number 3. Now, I love this shirt and I've worn this shirt a couple of times and I generally feel comfortable in it. It's just, I would like it to look better. I think that it could be better with a different boob shape. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one of those shirts that it's like there is no internal support. It's just a tight fabric. The outline of your breast is very apparent. So I feel like, you know, all my secrets is revealed. And again, when we go to that side profile, it's just so flat for a long time versus me looking like this. And so that's what I want. I want the pickup, this. Yes. So yeah, this is it. But I love this shirt and I can't wait to see this shirt with some new titties. I think this one is going to be like, ooh. And I'll probably have cleavage on top. Because right now with this shirt on, I don't even have no cleavage. That's the crazy part. It ain't no cleavage. And for me, what cleavage means is like the outline of breast without areola, right? So if that right there, that's cleavage. That meat that's at the top, that's what I'm going for. So now you can kind of see a side by side and the difference for what I'm expecting to see, you know? Boom. Now, a halter top, hate to see me coming. And you know, for a girl who is getting her boobies done, I sure do have a lot of titty shirts. I've always loved the view of a woman's breast. I don't know what it is. I am straight, but I just think it's very beautiful. And as a woman, now this is gonna get a little on the woke side, but just hear me out. When trans women get their gender affirming care, such as breasts, maybe they get a BBL, maybe they get facial feminization, I've always very much understood that because you want to stand within your femininity in whatever way makes you feel comfortable, right? Because some trans women will just take a couple hormones but not even really go the full boobie route, right? And some of them say, give me the biggest titties you got. And I feel like both are valid. For me, I have a complicated relationship with my boobs because they have gone through so much change. But, however, for me, this is very much gender affirming care. I feel very affirmed with being able to put my breasts back together in the way that makes me feel most comfortable. And so I'm really excited about this. Like, I know a lot of people have their thoughts, concerns about plastic surgery, none of which I really give a fuck about, to be honest with you. But I understand it. I understand people having their own thoughts about plastic surgery. And I have my own thoughts about sometimes plastic surgery. I'm quick to say, Negroes, stop chopping off that nose. But that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, moral of the story is, I'm doing this for me. You know what I'm saying? And I cannot wait to see what this halter top looks like with a boobie that sits up like this and out. Like the cleavage I'm going to have, the big juicy knockers I'm going to have is going to really affirm me and make me feel very comfortable and beautiful. And that's not to say I don't feel beautiful now. I do. And I feel very sexy when I wear this. But I can't wait to feel sexier. Like, who doesn't want to feel sexier? I don't know. Next shirt. Now, what better way to show you the boobies than a bikini? A teeny tiny bikini. Okay, so this I feel like gives you a really good view of my boobs, the entire anatomy from like my shoulders to the chest plate to this little missing piece underneath all the things without actually showing you my areolas. You know what I mean? This is like the closest you're gonna get to me being full on nude and explain this to you. And listen, I wish that I could show you guys bare boobed. I wish that I could be that vulnerable with you all and show you full on nip. I do, but it's still my boobs at the end of the day. So I'm going to clip this on so I can actually talk to y'all. All right, so boom. Okay, first things first. Can you tell that one of my breasts are bigger? Right. Now, disclaimer. breasts come in all shapes and sizes, and most women have one breast larger than the other one. That is natural anatomy. That is not an issue. That is very, very normal. However, when you already have a sagawation like I do, the bigger one is way more prominent. Like, you can really tell, and you can really see it in this bikini. So I'm going to show you the front view, of course, and the side view, so you can kind of see. Now I can kind of show you right here what this under boob is, what's happening, and the reason that I need a lift. Okay, so if you can see right here, it's like a fold and it drops. So my boobs are pointing downward. Now my nipples are right here. My nipples are not all the way down here, but they are right here. And they kind of should be right here, right? And so the reason I need a lift is because my nipple is underneath this crease. If my nipple was above this crease, I wouldn't need a lift. But anyways, yeah, you can see that this right here, you can see that my breasts hang downward like this. My breasts do this. Like little puppies. This is how my breasts hang. Okay, so basically, let me back up because a lot of people want to know, why are you getting your boobs done, Jamila? You have big boobs. I see your boobs. Like, what you need a boob job for? So let's back up, because a lot of you are just now figuring out who I am, which means you are seeing post baby titty Jamila. There's a couple of different boobies that you know have not experienced with me. So let's take it back to when I first started developing breasts. I was very small. I was in high school, very small frame child, okay? And when I first developed breasts, I was an A cup flat, okay? Standard. Mosquito bites, teeny tiny, okay? And I'm gonna pop some pictures on the screen for you. So when I first started developing boobies, my boobs were very, very small, okay? And as I got into college, they grew a little bit with, just the hormones and extra weight gain and things like that. So I got all the way to a size B cup. So I was a B cup pretty much all throughout college, a good old nasty B cup. And I was okay with my B cup, but I always wanted larger boobs. So spoiler alert, if I never had a child, if I never experienced drooping and sagging, I probably still would have got a breast augmentation, because I wanted bigger boobs. It's as simple as that. I felt like I was supposed to have big boobs. That was just the destiny I saw within myself. But I was okay with my boobs, okay? But it was what it was. So yeah, I had smaller boobs. Then fast forward to me getting pregnant, my boobs got a little bit more swollen with the hormones and the pregnancy and everything. So I probably got to about a C, but really it was still a B cup. Baby, right after I had that baby and that milk came in, overnight, I went from a B cup to a double D cup. Full of milk, baby. Full of damn milk. So much so that every vein in my breast were enlarged and in charge. I have stretch marks all under my breast because of how fast they grew. I'm going to try to show you guys without, showing you my actual breast. But yeah, I have stretch marks all under here. Some on the side, but definitely all up on the bottom. I'm talking about very large, dark stretch marks, okay? And so when all that milk came into my boobies, I was very happy. I was looking in the mirror every day like, what a woman. I mean, what a woman she is. I really enjoyed it. And I breastfed my son for almost 2 years until I ultimately stopped. And because I stopped breastfeeding, of course, the milk stopped being produced and the volume in my breast went down significantly. So right now I'm currently a size D cup. However, as you can see, I've lost a lot of volume. That's why it's so flat at the top, and all of the volume sits at the bottom of my breast right here. My boob is all the way at the bottom. Okay, so that's why I'm getting a lift. The lift is just to pick the girls back up. This is what the lift is gonna do. The lift is gonna put them back where they would naturally go pre-pregnancy, pre-milk, all of that. However, when I get a lift, they're gonna have to take a little bit of that tissue away first. So by doing that, I will go down in size. Well, I told my doctor I want to be increased the cup size. So that's when we get the implant, right? The implant is gonna help fill out the volume in the top and also all the way around. So then those girls are gonna look like this at the top, right? Instead of the volume all being right here, it's gonna be evenly distributed to the sides and the tops and all that, right? So again, you can kind of see the difference here of me just picking them up and then letting them drop where they will. Boom. See how that's a drop? Bow, wow, wow. Bow, wow, wow. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. But anyways, I wanted to kind of explain that so y'all can understand. So now that you've seen all this, maybe you can understand why I'm getting this done. And maybe you still don't care. Maybe you're still like, Jamila, your boobs look fine. And that's great. One thing I will always say to you guys is I am getting a breast lift and a breast augmentation because I feel like it. These boobies never stop nan nickel, nan motion. The girls never had an issue. I've never met a man that have had an issue with them. So I want to be clear. I am not getting my breasts done for male validation. Because a nigga will suck a titty that's touching the toe if they felt like it, okay? So this is, just be clear, this is very much self-fulfilling. This is very much for me so that I can just feel, you know, my perky, big titty self. Anyways, yes, so boom, that's it. That's the last one I'm gonna show you because I feel like all of these shirts do a great job of showing you the better picture. The next time you see me wearing these tops, I will have my bigger boobs and we can do a side-by-side comparison and talk about some of the recovery period. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited. The next video you're gonna see from me is actually going to be my surgery day vlog. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you guys so much for sticking along with this journey. This has been so much fun. I've really enjoyed making this series about my breast augmentation journey and about the healing and all the things. Hopefully it can inspire somebody out there who is maybe anxious or nervous or just has questions or whatever you're feeling. Hopefully I'm speaking to you, sister. I'm speaking to you. So whatever thoughts, concerns you have, leave them down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.